Hello everyone, welcome back to True Oracle Tarot. This reading is for Aries for week ending November 15th. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video if you feel connected to this reading or know anyone who may need to hear this message. Also, it tells the algorithm to push out the video to reach others who may need to hear this reading. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by, Aries. I hope everyone's doing well. I am just conducting an experiment this week, see how things go by doing weeklies for each sign, see how far my reach can be. I may go back to regular weekly picker stacks next week and regular monthlies until the channel grows a little bit bigger. And I do thank you for your support. You just showing up for this reading is a lot of support, and I am grateful. I can read without cards, by the way. I don't really need these cards. I know a lot of people would like to see them though, but I do read without cards. This is Three of Swords. However, the cards do sometimes clarify some things that might be a bit gray, but overall I can read without cards. Page of Swords, King of Swords, the Hermit, the Hangman, Five of Pentacles, and the last card is the Temperance. All right, Aries, you may have, this is just card, the Three of Swords, although it involves three people. This could be like a love triangle, but this is a general reading, so I'm not going to do love per se. This is just a general message, but it also indicates a temporary financial hardship or some type of heartbreak or sorrow. See, there's three people there in that you know, indicates usually a love triangle in a love reading. It's heartbreak, sorrow, emotional pain. You know, you might be experiencing a moment of sadness or loss, Aries, you know, due to a broken relationship or some type of painful truth that has come to light. The situation is only temporary though, okay? However, reach out for help and support, you know, from a mentor, a friend, perhaps a spiritual advisor, just to help you clear your head, let you put a different perspective on things. Express your pain if you need to discuss it with the person who has inflicted the pain on you. If you need to discuss it, if they're open to discussion, then discuss it with them. You know, get your closure and move on. You know, release your hurt. Do focus on moving forward, okay, as a part of your healing process. All right. And here you are with the Page of Swords energy. The Page of Swords is delayed news. It's also a card of curiosity and intellectual energy. Okay, you might have this desire or need or hunger to learn something new or uncover. You might be doing a lot of research at this time also. You know, the Page of Wands is also quick-witted, protective, and is direct. You also might be awaiting news of a promotion, a raise, news about money, a new job. Just because it's delayed doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Okay, Aries? Be patient and keep your mind busy until then, until you receive your news. Make yourself more valuable at this time, okay? Also, you can do that by skilling up or, taking on extra projects at work. However, only take on what you can handle. All right? There might be someone around you who is a bit immature and also a gossiper. Be careful of what you say to this individual or individuals. Do avoid gossip at this time, or avoid gossip in the workplace in general. Okay, that should be a general rule. And you step into the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a figure of authority. It could be yourself, structure, intellect, and power. This could be, it could be you, someone around you. This card also represents a person who is logical, objective, and capable of making tough decisions. It might stem for the Three of Swords that you need to make some serious decisions on. The King of Swords is someone who is, self-disciplined though, okay? Someone who's cool-headed, honest and strong, intelligent. Use your intellect and communication skills to achieve your goals at this time, okay, Aries? Be honest and straightforward in your communication with others. Try not to beat around the bush. Be very clear in your communications. Use tact. Be tasteful also. All right? You will get more from honey than vinegar, right? Here is the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of introspection, so it's a lot of inward, looking inward. Spiritual enlightenment and solitude. You might be taking a time away from this Three of Swords energy, It encourages you to take a step back, though. Take a step back from the world and reflect on your life and your goals at this time. There's a need for quiet time to think and gain some wisdom, right? Just reassess. Think about your next move, what you're going to do. If this is a breakup or some type of shakeup in your love life, when you have someone and you've incorporated this person into your life thus far, sometimes and into the future, and then something like this happens, you need to take a step back and figure yourself out, because now your path has changed, your goals has changed, right? So take that time, take the quiet time, focus on yourself and meeting your own needs, okay? And here's the Hangman, right? The Hangman reinforces the need to take a step back, okay? The Hangman represents a pause. Take a pause, take a delay. It may be a period of uncertainty. Take time to reassess your goals. You might feel like you're in a state of limbo, right? Take some time off, which can mean walking away from a situation, or simply just changing your perspective on it. Again, that Three of Swords. I've been seeing this card a lot, the the Five of Pentacles. It's been popping up a lot. You know, this card is a time of financial hardship, material hardship. You know, it indicates a struggle with money, job loss, a sense of not having enough, bit of panic. However, you know, it can also suggest, despite these, you know, the challenges that you face, the now, right? We're thinking about things that's happening in the now. There's always hope, okay? There's always hope. And always hope and support available. If you reach out, and seek the help, there's people around you, okay, that will help you. You know, if it's just lending an ear, just listening to you, or perhaps even financially, there's people around you. You know, and here's the Temperance card, right? Temperance card is telling you to take some time. You know, it's a card about peace and balance, harmony, seeking inner calm and moderation. You know, it's encouraging you to remain on your center ground, to maintain balance, you know, have different aspects of life in your life, different points of view. You know, you've learned not to tolerate, you know, not to tolerate people dragging you into their drama, into their conflicts. You know, don't let minor issues disrupt your peace of mind. All right, Aries, remember this reading is not, it's not set in stone for the date. In the spiritual world, time doesn't really exist. So it's going to mean, you know, something to you this week, next month, but it will have some meaning. Okay? This week, Aries, you'll feel, you know, a bit energetic and filled with a lot of enthusiasm as Mars moves through Sagittarius, encouraging you to explore your new horizons and take on new challenges. All right, but remember, Mercury is in retrograde, so be cautious with your communications, especially in partnerships, right? Not just at work, but also in your love connection. Right? Be careful of any misunderstandings. Avoid them if you can. Be clear in what you're saying. All right? If you have to say more than once for whomever you're talking to get it, then be it, to avoid any complications in the future. You know, this is a good time to review past projects also and tie up loose ends. All right, Aries. Emotionally, the moon is in Scorpio. It might bring up some hidden feelings, so take time for self-reflection, okay, and introspection. Thank you for stopping by. I'm sending you positive vibes.